One man helped reshape cars, rockets, and the internet. His ideas sounded impossible until they worked. This is the real story of Elon Musk, one of the most ambitious entrepreneurs of our time. Elon Reeve Musk was born in 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa. As a child, he was quiet and deeply thoughtful. He often escaped into books and imagination. He read for hours every single day, absorbing science, technology, and futuristic ideas. At a young age, he discovered computers and began teaching himself how to program. At just 12 years old, he created a video game. He sold the code for about $500. But Musk believed his future was bigger. He wanted to reach the center of technology and innovation. As a teenager, he left South Africa behind, heading first to Canada, then the United States. He studied physics and economics in college, already thinking about changing the future. Musk first moved to Canada at age 17. He believed North America held bigger opportunities. He later transferred to the University of Pennsylvania, studying physics and economics at the same time. Even in college, he thought about humanity's future, energy, the internet, and life beyond Earth. In the 1990s, the internet was just beginning. Musk saw it as a once-in-a-generation opportunity. In 1995, he and his brother started a company. They called it Zip2. Zip2 helped newspapers create online city guides. It connected people to local businesses digitally. Musk worked day and night to keep the company alive. He sometimes slept in the office. Investors eventually noticed the growing company. Money started coming in to expand the idea. Zip2 grew quickly as more newspapers joined. The small startup was becoming a real business. In 1999, Zip2 was sold for nearly $300 million. Musk was only 27 years old. After selling Zip2, Musk did something unusual. He invested most of his money into a new idea. He wanted to build an online financial service. At a time when people barely trusted the internet. In 1999, he founded a company called X.com. It focused on online payments and banking. Online money transfers sounded risky back then. Many believed it would never be safe. X.com later merged with a company called Confinity. Their product would soon become PayPal. PayPal grew rapidly as online shopping expanded. Millions of people started using digital payments. But inside the company, disagreements were growing. Leaders argued about the future direction. This strategy needed to innovate. While Musk was on a trip, he was replaced as CEO. A tough moment in his early career. In 2002, PayPal was bought by eBay. The deal was worth $1.5 billion. Musk walked away with over $100 million. Instead of retiring, he aimed even higher. With his new fortune, Musk didn't slow down. He turned his attention towards space. He believed humanity needed a backup plan in case something ever happened to Earth. In 2002, he founded a rocket company. He named it Space Exploration Technologies, or SpaceX. Experts thought he was unrealistic. Private companies had never built orbital rockets. Small teams of engineers began designing rockets, working long hours with limited resources. SpaceX built most parts in-house to reduce costs and move faster. Their first launch site was remote and simple, far from the giant facilities of NASA. The rocket was called Falcon 1, a small vehicle with a very big goal. In 2006, SpaceX attempted its first launch. The pressure on the team was enormous. Moments after liftoff, the rocket failed. Years of work ended in seconds. The failure left the team in silence. Years of effort had just vanished. They tried again with another rocket, believing they had fixed the problems. But the second launch failed too. Doubts began growing inside and outside the company. The media called SpaceX unrealistic. Many predicted the company would soon collapse. Each failed launch cost millions of dollars. Musk's personal fortune was shrinking fast. At the same time, Tesla was close to bankruptcy. Two companies were burning cash at once. Musk put nearly all his remaining money into the companies. If they failed, he would be broke. Despite everything, the team prepared a third launch. They had only one rocket left. This was their last realistic chance. Failure could mean the end of SpaceX. As the countdown began, years of risk came down to one moment. The future of the company was on the line. The rocket lifted off smoothly into the sky. This time, everything was working. Stage by stage, the rocket continued climbing. Each second felt like a victory. For the first time, a privately built rocket reached orbit. SpaceX had done what many thought impossible. The control room erupted in celebration. Years of failure had turned into success. Musk later said it was one of the best days of his life. The company had survived. NASA began paying close attention to SpaceX. A new partnership was forming. SpaceX won a major NASA contract, worth over $1 billion. The deal saved SpaceX from collapse. The company now had a future. Now they could build bigger and more powerful rockets. The next chapter was even more ambitious. SpaceX had entered a new era, and the world was starting to take notice. Musk believed rockets should not be thrown away. He wanted to land them and use them again. Musk believed rockets should not be thrown away. He wanted to land them and use them again. SpaceX developed a larger rocket called Falcon 9. It was designed with reusability in mind. The first landing attempts did not go smoothly. Rockets missed the platform or tipped over. Several rockets exploded during landing tests, but each failure provided valuable data. The team analyzed every second of flight, improving the design after each attempt. In 2015, SpaceX finally landed a rocket stage. It stood upright against all expectations. The world watched the footage in disbelief. A rocket had returned from space and landed safely. SpaceX didn't just land rockets. They launched the same boosters again. Reusable rockets dramatically lowered launch costs, changing the economics of space travel forever. SpaceX now aimed for something even bigger, carrying humans safely into space. They developed a spacecraft called Crew Dragon, designed to transport astronauts to orbit. NASA partnered with SpaceX for human missions. A new era of collaboration had begun. Astronauts trained for missions aboard a private spacecraft, something never done before. In 2020, the first crewed mission prepared for launch. The world was watching closely. 2 NASA astronauts lifted off from American soil, riding inside a SpaceX spacecraft, and they safely reached orbit, beginning a new chapter in space travel. The capsule autonomously docked with the space station. A complex maneuver performed flawlessly. After months in space, the astronauts returned safely, splashing down in the ocean. A private company had launched and returned astronauts. Space travel would never be the same again. After Falcon 9, SpaceX began building something far bigger, a fully reusable spacecraft called Starship. Unlike previous rockets, Starship used stainless steel, built to survive extreme heat and pressure. Musk's goal was bold and clear: to make human life possible on Mars. He believed humanity should not depend on one planet. Mars could become a second home. Early Starship prototypes began test flights, each one pushing engineering limits. Some test landings ended in dramatic explosions, but each test revealed critical data. SpaceX built and tested prototypes rapidly, learning faster than traditional programs. Starship would sit atop a massive booster, the most powerful rocket system ever built. Future versions could carry cargo and people to Mars, opening the door to interplanetary travel. Musk imagined cities on Mars one day, a long-term project that could take decades. While building rockets, Musk also targeted another industry: transportation on Earth. Electric cars once had a bad reputation: slow, limited, and unattractive. Their first car was fast and stylish, proving electric vehicles could be exciting. But the 2008 financial crisis hit hard. Tesla was running out of money. Musk invested in a small startup called Tesla Motors. They wanted to change how electric cars looked and felt. Musk invested nearly all his remaining money, keeping both Tesla and SpaceX alive. Tesla worked on a new car called the Model S, a luxury electric sedan. They built massive factories to produce cars at scale, something few believed they could achieve. When the Model S launched, reviews were strong. It changed public perception of electric cars. Traditional car companies took notice. The electric future was no longer a joke. Demand for Tesla vehicles began rising rapidly. The company needed to scale production fast. Demand for Tesla vehicles began rising rapidly. The company needed to scale production fast. Musk invested in a small startup called Tesla Motors. They wanted to change how electric cars looked and felt. Their first car was fast and stylish, proving electric vehicles could be exciting. Tesla announced a more affordable car. It was called the Model 3. Hundreds of thousands placed pre-orders before the car was even built. But building the Model 3 was extremely difficult. Musk called it production hell. Musk said he slept at the factory, trying to solve production problems. Eventually, production stabilized. Thousands of cars began rolling out each week. Tesla expanded beyond the United States, building factories in China and Europe. Musk often said Tesla was more than a car company. He described it as software on wheels. Tesla introduced a driver assistance system called Autopilot. It could steer, brake, and accelerate automatically. On highways, the system reduced driver workload, but it still required human supervision. Instead of expensive sensors, Tesla relied heavily on cameras, using computer vision to understand the road. The system used neural networks trained on real driving data, learning from millions of miles on the road. Every Tesla on the road sent back anonymous driving data, helping improve the system continuously. Autopilot also faced criticism and investigations after several high-profile accidents. Tesla stated drivers must stay attentive. The system was not fully autonomous. Tesla later released a beta version of full self-driving, testing more advanced city navigation. Musk believes advanced AI could eventually drive safer than humans, a future still under development. Musk believed the energy problem was bigger than cars. Electricity generation also needed to change. Solar power offered a clean alternative, harnessing energy directly from the sun. Tesla acquired a solar company called SolarCity, expanding into renewable energy. They introduced solar roof tiles, designed to look like normal roofing materials. Renewable energy has one major challenge: storing power when the sun is not shining. Tesla created a home battery called Powerwall, storing solar energy for later use. For utilities, Tesla built much larger battery systems, designed to stabilize entire power grids. One large battery project in Australia made headlines, helping prevent blackouts during grid failures. Musk described an ecosystem: solar panels, batteries, and electric vehicles working together. The long-term goal was clear: a future powered by sustainable energy. Musk's ambitions extended beyond cars and rockets. He also turned his attention to the human brain. He co-founded a company called Neuralink, focused on building brain-computer interfaces.
The goal was to read and stimulate brain activity, using tiny implanted devices.
Neuralink first targeted medical applications, helping people with paralysis or neurological disorders. The implant would be extremely small, with flexible threads thinner than a human hair. A special robot was designed to place the threads, with high precision inside the brain. The project also faced criticism over animal testing and ethical concerns. Neuralink aimed to begin human clinical trials under strict medical regulation.
Good, monitor for fluctuation.
Musk has suggested future uses beyond medicine, such as direct interaction between minds and computers. For now, many of these ideas remain experimental, balancing science, hope, and uncertainty. Musk often complained about traffic in major cities. He called it a problem hiding in plain sight. In 2016, he joked online about starting a tunnel company. Soon, the joke became real. He founded the Boring Company, focused on digging tunnels more quickly and cheaply. Tunneling is normally slow and expensive. Musk wanted to dramatically speed up the process. The company built a transport system in Las Vegas, using Teslas driving through underground tunnels. Passengers traveled below the city streets, avoiding surface traffic above. Reactions were mixed. Some saw innovation, others saw limitations. The company proposed larger tunnel networks, designed to reduce urban congestion. Like many Musk projects, it was an engineering experiment, testing bold ideas in the real world. The Boring Company became another high-risk bet, aiming to reshape how cities move. As artificial intelligence advanced, Musk grew increasingly vocal. He warned about risks that many others ignored. He described AI as one of the most powerful technologies ever created, capable of transforming every industry. Musk suggested advanced AI could pose existential risks, if developed without careful safeguards. He repeatedly called for early regulation, before the technology became too advanced. Musk was also involved in early discussions around OpenAI, an organization focused on safe AI research. At Tesla, AI-powered self-driving software, training neural networks on vast amounts of driving data. Tesla even introduced a humanoid robot concept, designed to perform repetitive or dangerous tasks. Experts remain divided. The risks are significant. Some had shared his risk concerns, others disagreed. The challenge, he said, was balancing innovation with safety, moving fast without losing control. The future of AI remains uncertain, but its impact on humanity is already unfolding. Social media had become a powerful force in society, shaping politics, culture, and public debate. Musk was already one of the platform's most active users, often sharing unfiltered opinions. In 2022, he made a surprise offer to buy the entire company. After weeks of negotiations and legal drama, the deal was accepted. Musk walked into headquarters carrying a sink, joking, "Let that sink in." Soon after taking control, large layoffs followed, reducing the company's workforce dramatically. Product features and policies began changing quickly, sometimes within days. Musk framed many decisions around free speech,
A bold vision, but is it reckless?
sparking global debate. In 2023, Twitter was rebranded as X, a step toward Musk's vision of an everything app. The platform entered a new and uncertain chapter, under one of the world's most unconventional leaders. Musk became known for an intense leadership style, expecting long hours and extreme dedication.
Keep pushing, team.
He pushed teams to attempt what others thought impossible, often under intense time pressure. Supporters saw him as a visionary, willing to take risks others avoided. Critics argued his management style was too harsh, and his public statements sometimes controversial. Few business leaders lived under such constant public attention, every success and failure closely watched. Musk often spoke openly about failure, calling it a necessary step toward innovation. His projects shared a common theme, thinking in decades instead of quarters. His companies reshaped multiple industries, from spaceflight to transportation to energy. His legacy remains debated, seen by some as a hero, by others as deeply flawed. Whether admired or criticized, Musk's impact is undeniable. His story is still being written.